You're just too good to be true. Oh, sorry. Let's start the show. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of FYC Film Review, or for your consideration. What do we have for the folks to consider today, my partner
How's it
Naldo?
going, man? How's it going, everybody? Oh my gosh, we went back to the talent of the 90s, 1999, and we chose the
Yes.
teenage comedy 10 Things I Hate About You. Oh, brother, I tell you, man. I remember watching this and I don't remember liking it very much. What about
Really?
you? Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
wow. Okay. I
Mm-hmm.
think you're going to be in the minority here, man. I feel like this is like prime 90s nostalgia for me. And it just
Okay.
takes me back to a time and place and falling in love at the theater and just, soundtracks and oh man,
Yeah,
just yeah, teen stars and everything. I still like it. I don't think it's a movie I watch very often, but
yeah.
I like it and I still like it.
Okay. All right. It's because you're a hopeless romantic, sir. That's why. That's your
Probably.
problem.
Yeah, probably.
um,
Yeah.
listen, I don't remember liking it. I watching it. I don't think the movie's a awful movie. I don't think it holds up. Before I get into it, I'll tell you what I did like about this movie. I like the cast. I like the cast, and I like the running time. It's like an hour and change, something like
Around
that. It's
40,
pretty
yeah.
quick. Yeah. I like the cast. Heath Ledger, Julia Stiles, great chemistry, really good chemistry. It takes me back to a time where I was 19, 20, right? So we weren't exactly teenagers. We're at the
Yeah.
tail end of it. But yeah, it holds some memories, not great memories, not bad memories. They're just this movie's just there. It's just a movie that's just there.
Okay, so it's loosely based on The Taming of the Shrew by William Shakespeare, done in
Mm-hmm.
a 90s teen high school comedy with all the typical stereotypes of high school and, the different groups and,
Yeah.
you know, the guy wants to get the girl, all the everything you want out of a teen
Yeah.
comedy about high school. And I appreciated it, I think, because it came out, I think, my senior year of high school. And so there's that
Okay.
connection of like, Julia Stiles' character, Kat, she's 18. She's trying to figure out what she's going to do. She's kind of grumpy at life. I kind of connected to that. Not that I was Kat, but
Yeah.
I just connected to that kind of like, I don't know what I'm going to do next. And I want to get out of here and just, go somewhere.
Sure.
She wanted to go to Sarah Lawrence, right? She wanted to go to a college.
Yeah.
But
She was
I
mad
feel
at
like it
the
was very
world though.
relatable. She's definitely mad at the world, but it had to do with like mom backstory that they don't really go deep, I guess, into. It's
Yeah.
not really focused on in this movie, but yeah, you're right. You're nailing the head. The cast is amazing, phenomenal,
Hmm.
including like the other role players in this, and Gabrielle Union's in it, and
Yeah.
um,
That was weird. I'm
Larissa
like, oh, I
Olnick.
forgot.
What was she? What was
Yeah.
the Nickelodeon show that she was on?
Alex Mack.
Good call. Good call. I couldn't remember it when I was watching it, but
Yeah.
just so many, David Krumholtz, so funny in this movie. I love
Yeah.
him as, the nerd friend.
Yeah.
So
He just
good,
reminds me of Bernard from Santa Claus. The Santa Claus. He's Bernard, right?
good call. Good call
He's
from
the
the
elf.
Santa Claus. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
tell you another thing I liked about the soundtrack.
Okay.
It's
All right.
totally 90s.
Yeah.
And I think
Yes.
every cut scene I feel like is a new song. They must have spent a fortune on the music for this movie because it's all the top hits of the 90s.
Yeah. A lot of ska, right? Ska. I
Yeah,
feel like it
yeah.
was kind of ska,
Mm,
whatever. Yeah, I agree. The music was great. Again, it transports you back if you were a teenager back like we were. It transports you back. But other than that, to me, the movie is just there. It's very plain. There's no
mm.
character development. Again, there's really no backstory to Patrick Heath Ledger's character. The mom story with the two daughters and the dad. Like I would have loved to have them elaborate on it. It felt short for me. You know who I related to more in this movie now that I'm older? The dad. I related more to the dad in this movie,
Uh,
and
that's
I
not surprising.
appreciated. Yeah, I
Yeah,
appreciated those heartfelt moments. There's really cute moments between like the dad and the girls, especially at the end, right? And yeah, there's
sure.
cute moments between Heath Ledger and Julia Stiles, and also some memorable moments between Heath Ledger and Cameron, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So there's still some moments that hit okay, but it's just again, this movie is just there. It's not great. It's not awful. It's there. It's
Heath
vanilla.
Ledger singing to
Yes,
her,
yes,
professing his
yeah,
love. Fantastic. So
absolutely.
charismatic. Like this introduced us to Heath Ledger, and I think that he kind of carries the movie a lot. Like Joseph Gordon-Levitt was always great, and it goes on to be even
Yeah,
greater, I think. But like Heath Ledger carries this movie. Julia Stiles, for a part, carries the movie too, and I think they're really good together. I liked, their chemistry, and I found the script mostly funny, albeit there are some jokes that just like a little like, I don't know if that would work still, calling people crackheads because they're having babies at 15. Just there's some PC things where you're like, oh wow, we've really gotten soft in our jokes these days.
Really soft.
Yeah.
But whatever. That's another
Sure.
topic for another day. At the end, the poem, I still think the poem is great. The 10 things that she hates about Heath Ledger. The only
Yeah.
problem I had with it now going into it, really watching it, I'm thinking, man, she waited this whole time to read the poem. What if he just wasn't there that day in class? What if he had skipped that day in class? Like she would have never, like, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
almost like, and I counted more than 10 things in the poem. I could be wrong, but I feel like there was more than 10 things that she hated about him. I'm old and I'm getting grumpy. You're right. Yeah.
Long ago, you might have taken a date to this and really had a good time and been a hopeless
Maybe
romantic,
I
but
did.
it's
I
gone.
don't remember.
It's
It's
gone.
gone. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that on the list of, teen movies from that era, it's pretty high up there for me.
Is
I
it?
feel like
Okay.
there were a lot of these towards the late
They were.
90s.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Can't
started
hardly wait.
all that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I just think it's just so unique because it's kind of Ledger's debut. I love the soundtrack.
Yeah.
There's such a great cast that I could kind of rewatch it. It does, you're right. As far as like a time capsule, it's literally just you watch it and you're like 90s, just an
Yeah.
era, a time that the world's kind of changing. You see like Allison Janney with her little laptop writing her steamy romance novel. She's
Yeah.
fantastic in it too, by the way. I love her and I wish she would have had more scenes, but
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
whole nother story. My love for Allison
Okay.
Janney.
Yeah. All right. I don't have much else. You want to rate?
That's right.
Let's rate it. Okay.
What are we gonna rate?
One to
How many
five.
how many things we hate?
How many poems? How about
How
how
many
many
poems?
poems?
I love it.
Boom.
How many poems
Okay.
you gonna
All
do?
right. One poem being really bad. Five poems being an amazing, amazing 90s movie. I'm going to let you go first this time.
Ooh, okay. I feel like you were bringing me down a notch, and I was like really
No,
high
no,
up there.
no,
I was
no.
like, like 3.5 poems, but I'm probably
Okay.
settling at like a three.
Okay.
Three is
Solid.
it's a good movie. It's not great. It's not that rewatchable, but if you haven't seen it and you like teen comedies, I recommend you watch it.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, three. Three's a solid, solid score. All right, man. I'm gonna go with the two and a half. Two and a half poems on this, just because it doesn't hold up. I never really liked it to begin with. That it's just again, it's a time capsule. If you're a teenager, you might like it. If you're 40 something years old, I would skip it. I would really, really skip it. And it's weird because it feels like in the 90s there was always some kind of bet where a guy had to take
Mm,
out a girl for money, or there was some kind of bet. Well, like what was it with the
right.
90s where guys were just betting on dating girls? I
Uh,
don't know. Right? It just
it
seemed
was
that way.
it was a different time. Yeah, I feel like that was the 90s Mad Lib for, writing a
Yeah.
teen comedy. There had to be money involved and, some kind of bet about taking a woman out.
Yeah. All
Not
right.
anymore.
Two and a half poems for me for 10 things I hate about you.
It's not bad considering you said it doesn't hold up, so I'll take it.
No.
2.5 poems, 3 poems over here. Let us know what you think. If you are 40, you've probably seen this. If you are a teenager, you're probably not going to like this movie because you won't understand what was going on in the 90s.
Yeah.
Either
Yeah.
way, let us know what you think if you've seen it, if you haven't, and what our review was like. We appreciate you watching. I've been your host, Gagne, with me, my partner, Naldo, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good one, everybody.